Growing up, I never really felt like I belonged anywhere.
I was always trying to figure out, well, why me and not them?
This deep secret, dark secret that I was afraid of, that I didn't want to be me.
I struggled with being queer.
I wanted to be just like everyone else. I wanted to fit in, I wanted to be accepted, I wanted to be loved.
I felt like I'm inside a bubble and I have to get out.
When the pain of where you're at is stronger than the fear of where you're going, then you'll move forward.
When I came out to my mother, she broke down crying because she didn't realize that her child had been carrying a weight that big for that long.
She was loving and understanding, but I think part of her believed that it was a phase.
And I said, yeah, she's my girlfriend. She's like, so are you gay? And I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, okay.
The main thing I think that made me nervous or uneasy was, the military, just trying to make sure I kept those two worlds apart.
It wasn't his immediate reaction, but a couple of weeks later he told me that I was lucky that I had waited until I was 18 to come out to him, because if I was younger he would have put me in a mental institution. So I sort of had both ends of the spectrum in terms of how people reacted.
I never got a chance to tell him how much this meant to me, but he was eating and he literally just said, "Oh, so you have a girlfriend? Okay." And he just kept eating. It was no big deal.
I grew up listening to punk rock in high school and I was a teenager, and I was just kind of it was my punk rock moment.
I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not hiding who I am, pretending to be something I'm not to make someone else happy.
Coming to terms with how my parents raised me, hey, homosexuality is just wrong. It doesn't exist, and if you pray about it, if you think about it, you're going to go to hell.
When I decided to come out, I kind of channeled that defiant, I am the other, and I'm okay with that, and I'd rather be the other than, the cookie cutter.
Being able to embrace who you are and say, this is me, I'm not changing for anyone, I love who I am, is such a powerful, empowering experience. I was so uncomfortable for my first 6 months in the job, thinking, I have to maintain this facade, And then one day someone just looked at me and just went, "What are you doing?"
The guys were worried, they didn't know what to expect, but after some time they realized I wasn't much different from themselves.
I was fortunate enough that I was always placed around people that appreciated me and appreciated the hard work that I put in and my attitude.
What people care about here is whether you can do your job and whether you can apply yourself and be about giving yourself to other people.
The department has been really wonderful and very supportive of my transition and of who I am as a person.
I think we're very lucky to work for the New York City Fire Department.
I'm not your queer paramedic. I'm not your tall paramedic. I'm not, your female paramedic. I'm your paramedic.
Who I love is never going to interfere with whether or not I can treat you.
It doesn't change who I am, essentially.
Gay, straight, bi, trans, it shouldn't matter who you are in order to work any field you want.
It's about whether or not you do your job.
And I think if anything, I'm a stronger person and a better firefighter, a more compassionate public servant because of the experiences I've gone through.
My 16th birthday was probably the closest I've ever come to suicide.
And I remember very clearly not seeing a future for myself, or at least not a future that involved happiness or peace.
Learning to be comfortable with myself and learning to interact with the world in a way that felt right and didn't feel like faking being normal for other people just took a lot of time.
Had I ended it, I would have missed so many wonderful things in my life. So since that time, I've found a really healthy relationship with someone I truly love, and I'm incredibly grateful to be married to, and we have really delightful children, and I have a healthy relationship with my parents, and a really fulfilling career, and I never, ever would have imagined it in that instance.
You have people who love you. You're going to have people who love you. As much as you don't think that that's a thing, that's totally going to be a thing.
a lot of who I am now, a lot of the strong, confident, proud person that I am now is not just me. I owe it to so many people who helped me along the way.
Whenever I had a problem or whenever I had a concern, I just went to the people that I trusted.
You kind of still go about and create your own family because you don't have the church or or the commercials on television or whatever telling you what it is to be gay. You go out and find out for yourself.
Your friends are the family that you make and that you choose, and that's where I've found just most of my support.
A lot of my queer community I consider family more than my blood family.
Community is important to, I think, all of us. We all need a place to belong.
But once I'm around people where I don't have to censor myself, where I can be myself, where I know that if I say something, it's not going to be looked at differently or it's not going to be looked at sideways, there's a comfort in that really can't be replaced.
If I could give a message to myself when I was a teen, I would tell myself not to give up on being who you are.
Don't let anyone tell you who to be or how to be. That's not true to who you are.
Love and understand yourself, and you'll get to everywhere you need to be.
Love yourself, be okay with yourself, because it is okay and you're worthy of love.
There are people who understand you, and there are people who can help you.
Search for the love. There's got to be someone out there
that will hold your hand through any difficulty that you're going to have.
There are going to be moments where you're going to want to cry, you're going to want to throw things, you're going to want to break things. You might even want to hurt yourself. Don't do it.
The world eventually opens up and you get to be whoever you want to be and do whatever you want to do. You get to be you at some point, and you just have to get there.
So please hold on for one more day, because I promise it gets better.
You get better. Your soul gets better. Your spirit gets better. It gets better.
Keep moving forward. It gets better.
Give it time, it gets better.
It doesn't just get better, it gets amazing.
It got better for me, it can get better for you. Believe that it gets better.
It definitely gets better.
It will absolutely get better.
I promise you, it gets better.